A panic attack can come about when you are going through life's challenging situations, and it's not something to be taken lightly. It is something that can come up as a result of being very overwhelmed by life's challenging situations. It could be from anxiety, depression, and the likes of it. When panic attack comes about, it's difficult to know what to do in such situations. Some people have had to deal with it all of their lives from childhood, and for some, it just comes about in adulthood. If you experience it for the first time, it's something that can actually land you in hospital if you don't know how to manage it. So, I'm going to give you 5 ways to manage a panic attack while you're having one. Please note that this is not a preventative measure, it's just the ways to manage it while you're actively having or experiencing a panic attack. So, the first thing that you're going to do is to ground yourself. Grounding is one of the most effective ways to calm your mind, and that is the first thing that you want to do when you're having one. Find yourself the nearest way to get on the floor. Put your feet on the floor, sit on the floor. You could squat into a yoga position if you do yoga, but plant yourself as close to the ground as possible because your mind is racing and your ego is so overwhelmed it probably feels like you're experiencing it outside of your body. So ground yourself. You could even lie on the floor actually. If you do have any grounding crystals around, you could also hold that. If you don't, it's also not compulsory. All you need to do is to find your way to connect yourself to the ground. Secondly, is to reverberate a sound like Aum is highly recommended. Do that with your deepest baritone voice and make sure that it's as realistic as possible. Keep reciting as deeply as make sure that you're feeling it deep within you. And number three is to do something called box breathing. Breath work is a very powerful tool and mechanism for calming the mind. If you do meditation a lot, you know how important it is to breathe deeply and out. So you breathe in for 5 seconds, you breathe out for 5 seconds, you breathe in for 5 seconds, you breathe out for 5 seconds, and then you start to form a bar. You start to make a pause. You breathe in for 5 seconds, breathe out for 5 seconds, and then you start to make a bar. Like you breathe in for 5 seconds, you pause, breathe out for 5 seconds, you pause, breathe in for 5 seconds, you pause, and like that, it starts to go in a box way. So this regulates your body and your mind, and it gives your mind something to think about. It's sort of like you send your mind on an errand, and it's like a distraction for the mind, and that's what you want to do. You want to distract your mind from focusing on what's actually causing the panic attack in the first place. You can also focus on the things around you, whatever objects are around you, say them out loud, take note of them and say them out loud. That is also very effective. You can say, I can see a stool, I can see a pen, I can see whatever thing you can see around you. You say that out loud. All of this that you're doing is to take your mind off whatever it is that it was focusing on that led to the panic attack in the first place. The fourth thing that you're going to do is to speak kindly to yourself. So, if, for example, you were a mental health first aider and you were called to a scene where a person's having a panic attack, the first thing you're going to do is to speak to the person and try to calm them down. So now you're going to have to do the same to yourself. You're going to have to be kind to yourself and you're going to have to speak to yourself. Tell yourself that you're okay. Speak to your mind and your ego because it's your mind and your ego that's feeling like they cannot control the situation anymore. The mind likes to be in control. So speak to your mind, let your mind know that you're fine, you're safe, and you're not in any danger. So I'm safe, I am fine, I'm not in danger, I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm fine, I'm not in danger, I'm okay. Try to calm your mind down as much as possible. Be as kind to yourself and to your mind as you would to someone else if you met them having a panic attack. Just make sure that you say kind words to yourself as much as possible. And the last thing that you want to do is to use a valerian root. And obviously, after you have successfully calmed yourself, you can make a valerian root tea. Valerian root has been used for thousands and thousands of years by people for similar situations. It's similar in composition to Xanax. It's a sedative. So that's something that you want to have in your house if you're someone who ever experiences panic attacks, or you know someone who who close to you has panic attack incidents or issues. You always want to have in your house because it's really effective after you have successfully calmed yourself down. But the most important thing that you need to do is get yourself grounded, speaking kindly to yourself, regulating your breathing, and trying to, be present, probably mentioning things that are around you. And of course, you finish this off with sedatives like valerian root. Obviously, a panic attack isn't something to take lightly. I hope that you are able to overcome this whenever you find yourself in such a situation. Wishing you all the best.